I had this ritual way back in Ohio where I would exercise while watching anime with my brother. I was introduced to many things like Tiger and Bunny, Knights of Sidonia, School Days, you get the picture. But I was also introduced to a very peculiar video advertisement for Aldi. Aldi is a grocery chain, and the advertisement proposes that their groceries are just as good as their competitors while ostensibly costing far less. Unfortunately, that incomprehensible witchery isn't the totality of madness on display here. In order to grasp it, you must first watch the ad in full.
I like these yogurt bites. And I like these yogurt bites. Ooh. Apparently I like them more than I like my phone. Oh, hello? I missed it. It's my mother-in-law. I'll call her back. Don't tell her I told you that.
You'll like them both, but love our price. Award-winning Little Journey Baby Essentials from Aldi. Simply smarter shopping.
Now, to analyze. Immediately, the audience is confused about our protagonist's motivations. She just got home from shopping, why is she unloading her groceries in front of a camera, speaking to an audience? You might say, because it's an advertisement, but you'd be a fool. She only says 2 sentences related to the products or their value. She says, I like these yogurt bites, and I like these yogurt bites. Was the goal of the commercial entirely to sell yogurt bites? The end card would suggest the point was instead to contrast the prices between Aldi and similar retailers, but our protagonist makes no such mention of that herself. It's as though she has no interest in the overall themes or goal of the advert, and this sentiment carries heavily throughout its duration. As an agent of chaos, either ignorant or malicious toward proper pacing and cinematic structure, she goes on several tangential filler arcs. Firstly, there's the strange crunchy food in her bag. One might believe it's a yogurt bite at first, but let's break it down. Yogurt bites don't crunch, and both yogurt bite packages are sealed, making it impossible for one to have fallen loose. The only explanation is that the stray crunchy food is unrelated to the yogurt bites, and hence, unrelated to Aldi. The single anchor point we were given is now completely ignored in favor of randomly introduced plot elements. The commercial never even so much as mentions the yogurt bites again. This leaves the audience with no emotional attachment to the narrative or characters. We're forced to play witness to abject, meaningless tomfoolery in place of a proper story. The climax is just as nonsensical. The protagonist scrambles in search of her ringing phone, and when she finally finds it, she places it directly to her ear. That's right, straight to her ear. She doesn't tap or swipe the call button to answer the call first. If she had, maybe she wouldn't have missed the call. It really takes away sympathy for the protagonist's struggle if their downfall was this easily avoidable. Lastly, she explains the call was from her mother, and says she'll call back. This seems sensible enough, perhaps the first plot point to make sense throughout the entire duration of the film. But it's utterly ruined immediately after, when she asks us not to tell her mother. Excuse me? Tell your mother what? That you plan to call her back? How could that possibly be upsetting news to deliver? Does your mother not want you to call her back? I've asked my brother for clarification on this in the hopes he would have more insight, but his fan theories are questionable at best. Overall, the Aldi Yogurt Bites commercial is a tragic misunderstanding of basic narrative structure, pacing, and even rudimentary character motivation. It's such a shame.